As you can tell from my disappearance, I took a break. It was an unexpected break. I was on vacation for about 2 weeks, traveling all over Israel, north, south. I wasn't traveling every day, but it was really nice for the time that I did spend away. Anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you. I'm on a little mini vacation up in the north of Israel, and I just want to show you guys this beautiful area with bees and butterflies. Really pretty. It's the end of the flowering season. I don't know if you can tell, but everything is dry, but if you look closely, you'll see all kinds of tiny little flowers. All kinds of them, but look at this. And over here, and over there. I am at a place called Kochav Yarden, which is like the Star of the Jordan. It's a fort, but they've got all these herbal plants all around. They've made a really nice garden. Hear the birds? And look at this. Israel is blessed with a large variety of flora and fauna. Development at the expense of natural spaces, invasive species, animal access to garbage, light pollution, and use of herbicides are among the factors that harm biodiversity. Development and landscaping at this site are carried out while protecting nature and local biodiversity. Light fixtures are installed that prevent light pollution and thus limit damage to plants and wildlife. Endangered plant species are strengthened and returned to the wild, and invasive species are uprooted. Garbage receptacles with lids are installed which prevent animals from eating the garbage and thus limit overpopulation of species such as jackals and wild boars. No herbicides are used in the maintenance of the site. And this, of course, is at the Kochav Yarden National Park, which protects nature. And yes, I can see on the drive up this hill, we're on the top of a mountain, there were signs everywhere. Do not pick the plants, do not pick the flowers. And I see large bumblebees, small honeybees, butterflies, a weird wasp type, looks like a combination between a dragonfly and a bee, but it's really weird. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm very happy to see that they're preserving our nature. Let's come over here. Look at this. Oh, this is nice. Oh man, look at all these insects on this. This is Salvia egli. It's a type of sage. Wow, this is what the fort looks like at Kochav Yarden. Wow. Look at this path coming down from the fort. Kochav Yarden was a Crusader fort. It was built around 1,000 years ago. And all along here were all kinds of flowers that are now dead because it's the end of the season. As we walk here, you can see we're going to have these plants flowering very soon. And we've got these flowers here. Look at that. These are more of those sage flowers. Look at that. And look at that. This is the Jordan Valley down here. Bit more flowers. This is the Jordan Valley. Now, we are, of course, in April. and the season is starting to dry up. As you can tell, look, these are the lupins, like what we have in our bustan, and you see how they've all gone to seed. And that was green probably a week ago, and now it's all yellow. And then, of course, you see all the fields, the reservoirs, and there's kind of this line there. Do you see that line? So if you just follow that whole area, that is the Jordan River, and Jordan is on the other side. So as you can see, there's agriculture on both sides of the Jordan River in this region of the Jordan Valley. And look, 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 that's the Sea of Galilee. We decided we're going to take the 1,200 meter hike. It's 1.2 kilometers, just so that we could see the flowers. Look at these. These thistles are going to turn into these really pretty purple flowers. Right now they're green. And over here, we have a plant that looks like it's finishing, but it's not. It's these little yellow flowers. And over here you could see, this is what those, more thistles, more little flowers in there. And we're just going to take this way and see the remainder of the flowering season. Oh wow, look at over here. Let me see if I can zoom in over there. That is just white coming down. I don't know if the video is picking it up properly, but it's just this wall of white coming down the hill. Ooh, speaking of coming down the hill, look, the cows. The cows are roaming. Very nice. Oh wow, look at these. Look at these. These are beautiful. Look at that. The leaves are quite thorny. I don't want to get scratched. Look at that. That is precious. That is beautiful. And look, you've got all these bugs on it. Wow. Those look just beautiful. And you see the cows. It's a shame that we're only catching this at the end of the flowering season. This must have been really incredible with all the different flowers just poking up everywhere. Must have been really pretty. Oh, look, there's a fig tree in the middle of nowhere. Look at all these flowers. Wow. These are nice and thorny, but they're still pretty. I wonder if a jackal or something lives in there. Here's another fig tree. And this is a fennel type plant. Look at that. Mixed in. And then of course you have all these pon type flowers in there. They're very fluffy. Look at that. They're so fluffy. They're like little pom-poms. Look at all these yellow flowers. A little bit of purple mixed in. storks. Okay, so my son just told me a funny story. There's a tortoise who was out in the open, and then when the stork started flying by, the tortoise went really, really quickly to hide underneath the bushes. And there he is. He's hiding from all the storks that are flying overhead. So over here, if you take a look, there's some more pretty, pretty flowers. There's more of those egg sage flowers. It's a cloudy day, so the view is hazy, but there is something so special about being here at this time of year. Look at the migrating storks. Look at all those storks.
No, all those chickens. That's what he's supposed to say.
They're just enjoying themselves in the thermals. Wow, look at these. I can't get any closer. We're not allowed off the path so that we can preserve these beauties. Look at that. Beautiful. I've never seen these flower before. Huh. It is so rare to see these. Wow. And yes, they are scattered throughout, but that is so rare. Most people pluck them away because of the thorny leaves, but that is so pretty. A fig tree, olive tree, pomegranate tree, olive tree, carob tree. Look at that, all right next to each other. Look at this tree. These teeny tiny little white flowers. And then of course you see all the fruit on the tree as well. And you see all the bees up there sucking on the flowers. We're here at the shores of the Jordan River. And look at this. This is very pretty. And over here, take a look at this. We just have patches of these plants, and they are soon going to start flowering. Look at these flowers. We're still on the shores of the Jordan River. Oh, that is very special. Look at that. Look at that. It's a baby snake. Wow. It's alive and well. Look at that. Hello, little snake. Don't know what kind you are. Look at all these hyraxes. They're watching me. Water is so clear. It's a beautiful evening. You can hear the water. Around up there is a waterfall. You can hear the water. We are right at this cliff edge. That is a long drop. Just look at that expanse. Look at this fig tree. Look. It's tall. And then you come down here. Look at these branches on the ground. Part of the same tree. There's nothing there. And then you get over here, it starts to go upward. And then the leaves are filling in again. This is one humongous fig tree. It's from that, extends down. And even these are from the same root system. That is a nice fig tree. Look at that. Okay, I'm in the Negev now. I'm at a place called Tel Sheva, and I wanted to show you the flowers here. Look at this. Look at these. Again, we are in April. Look at all those balls. They were flowers at one time. But I just wanted to show you these. You see, even in the desert, these flowers are not unlike the flowers that you find in the mountains of the north. Look at that. Look at that, we're at Ein Uvdat. Look at these guys. Out in the wild, they're just eating the vegetation here on the side of the road. But look what's really cute, you've got these little babies. You look at the little babies. They're so cute. And here are more coming. See that? This road down below that you see leads into a canyon. And that canyon has water in it all year round. Oh, look at the little baby. Look. Look at that family over there. They're so cute. Look. They don't run away from us because people generally, even though they're driving by on the road, now people don't really bother them that much. So they're not afraid of us. If we try to approach them, of course they'll run away. But this is their natural habitat, so they just, you know, live life like normal, and we're just a part of it. We're on a trail in Ein Uvdat into the canyon, a desert canyon, but look at this. Look at these delicate little yellow flowers on this tree. Only when you get up close do you notice that they actually have flowers in the desert. This tree, it's like some kind of pine or cedar or something, but look at that. It's also flowering, but it's an interesting tree. Very interesting. And look over here, there's a whole tree. It's all a flower. All a flower. Just these dried flowers. Must have been pretty a couple of weeks ago with all those blooming flowers. Look at this oasis in the desert. Oh my goodness, so lovely. Let's see if we can see it. There's a vulture. There it is. There's the vulture. Look at that. There's the vulture. Wow. Wow, look at that. Wow. These are just blooming up on their own right in the middle of the sand. They're not flowering yet, but I do know that they flower, some sort of a flower. But look at this. Wow. Not on its own. So I'm in a place in the large crater called colored sand. So there are different mineral deposits which colors the sand here. But look at this little treasure that I found. The Dead Sea. South of the Dead Sea. Across the valley are the mountains of Jordan.